Hello everyone and welcome to the chat. A big show today. I want to discuss about the Premier League Game Week 9, the great games we saw this week, some surprises we saw this week, and a lot more stuff. So do subscribe to the channel, do like the video, and please support the channel. It's a massive talk today on the Premier League Game Week we saw. We saw the Manchester domination by the Manchester City. Manchester right now, people, is really blue. Along with it, to go towards Chelsea, a big goal by Conor Gallagher, who his career has been developed by Palace, which is the irony right now. That's what's happened in the Premier League. And whoever thought like me that Tottenham are going to beat Arsenal deserves this. I really thought that Tottenham is going to beat Arsenal. Big shame on me. And what a performance by Arsenal. We also saw Newcastle destroy the absolute hell out of Fulham. We saw Frank Lampard continuing his good run with Everton and making them one of the best defense in the league and really doing a magnificent job right now with Everton. You saw Bournemouth and Brentford in a goalless draw. You saw 10-man Leeds survive against Aston Villa and get a draw out of the game, which is another drop points for Steven Gerrard. We also saw West Ham beat Wolves, leading to sacking of another manager. That's Bruno Lage. So, seeing with the pictures, we have these three talking points, but we also going to discuss on the other Premier League stuff. So, do subscribe to the channel, do like the video, and please support the channel. Going on towards the results in this game week, and the results in this game week were as follows. If you say results this game week, the results were Arsenal 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Southampton 1, Everton 2, Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 0, Brentford 0. It was Fulham 1, Newcastle 4. It was Liverpool 3, Brighton 3. It was West Ham 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. It was Manchester City 6, Manchester United 3. It was Leeds United 0, Aston Villa 0. And then today we have one more game in Leicester City versus Nottingham Forest, which is going to be really important and a relegation derby because both the sides are struggling right now. Both the sides are in massive trouble of relegation and need some momentum to continue to get out of that, especially Leicester City. So, starting off with the first big game, and there's nothing else to start than the North London derby. Arsenal 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1, post-match thoughts. Wow, Arsenal absolutely humiliated Tottenham Hotspur. They destroyed Tottenham Hotspur from start to finish. That was a proper football by Arsenal, while Tottenham was just counter-attacking and they were just not successful with what they were trying to do. It was a proper footballing lesson by Arsenal. They were very dominant. People like me, we were critical of Arsenal against Manchester United that they will be caught on the counter. But Arteta stuck to his guns, he stuck to his philosophy, and you see the reward he's getting. They stuck to their philosophy that is playing attacking football, beautiful football. They stuck with it, and you saw the results of that. What a great result for Arsenal. Massive positive for Arsenal. And what a way to start it. The match started with a dominant fashion by Arsenal. They started with intensity. They started with fire. They started with aggression. They showed us what they were capable of. They started with a big momentum in them. They pressed Tottenham from the start, but Tottenham was sitting so much deep, and the breaking the low block seemed difficult. And then Thomas Partey, one of the best finish in the league right now. What a finish that was! Such a good strike and a deserving strike to get a lead in such a big game. After that, the game was in Arsenal's momentum. They dominated. They could have even made it 2-0, but suddenly they conceded a goal from the counter, which can happen, but was a bit of disappointing goal for Arsenal. Gable could have done better. It was 2-3 touches by the defenders and then went to Richarlison and then it was fouled and it was a clear penalty and Harry Kane converted it like he always does. And the score was Arsenal 1, Tottenham 1. At that stage, it seemed a game of chess. Will Tottenham come in the second half and attack Arsenal, or will they again sit back and wait to counter? It was also a chess that will Arsenal play this attacking football in the fear of Tottenham can make it 1-2, or will they continue what they're doing? And Arsenal continued what they're doing. They press. They pressured Tottenham, and that led to the second goal. Big blunder by Hugo Lloris. An absolute blunder by Romero. That should have been dealt off, but that should not take away credit from Arsenal, who were absolutely top of the game. Pressing, intensity, and they came in the second half with an intent which Tottenham did not commit, and they deserved that goal. And after that, Emerson Royal with one of the worst tackles you will see. Absolutely pathetic. People can argue about is being a yellow card, is being a red card. That's up to you. You can argue about that. But let's be brutally honest, that was absolute embarrassing tackle in such a big game, letting your team down. And Emerson Royal is becoming one of the most frustrating figures for Tottenham fans. Nobody really likes him at Tottenham. Everybody wants him gone. Defensively, he's not that great. Attackingly, he's one of the worst striking back I've seen. And this is the worst thing Emerson Royal could have done to destroy his, you can say, his leftover reputation with the fans, destroy his credibility in terms of Conte and getting the chance. It was a very, very bad mistake. And once the red card happened, the game was over, done, dusted, and Arsenal comfortably won it 3-1. It could even have been a 4-1, 5-1, and an absolute thrashing. With Emerson Royal, I hope he comes back. I don't want to see anyone struggling like this, but it's not good. And he made a horrific error, absolutely horrific error, which is absolutely unacceptable. That brings us to the question that are Arsenal title contenders? Are they really a team that can challenge Manchester City and win the Premier League this season? This is a question we all have. This is a question we all are asking. Many people are asking right now that are Arsenal the real contender to Manchester City this season? Can Arsenal really challenge Manchester City this season till the end? Are they the best of the lot from United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham? Are they the best among the lot right now to challenge City? Now, Arsenal right now are looking in a great, great process, and they are a fantastic side, playing some of the best football on the planet right now. They're really playing some good stuff. They're really trusting the process, and they're really doing a very, very good job so far with the football they are playing. They're doing a very, very good job with the way they're building the play, the way they're passing from the back, the way they are building the squad in a young way, the way the squad is growing, the harmony is growing, the manager is really being backed. They're really developing the squad in a young way. They're doing the things in a very right way, and the future for the rivals is scary. For Arsenal is good. That's a big, big news for everyone because it's scary for us, but it's so good for Arsenal fans because they're building in the right way. But I think this season has come too early. Again, it's just 8 games a season. We cannot conclude anything right now. We need to see 4 or 5 game weeks before we see something. Arsenal have a massive test in Liverpool coming next week, but we have been saying every week after week after week, test after test after test, and they've been succeeding. But Liverpool is one test they've always failed. If they even pass in that, then it looks difficult to stop them because beating Liverpool will be 8 wins out of 9 matches, and that is tough to stop. And right now, Arsenal are looking absolutely unstoppable. It doesn't even look like they're going to drop points. That is the confidence level at Arsenal Football Club at the Emirates Stadium right now. But for title contenders, for me, it is not possible. I cannot see them compete for the title. The resources Manchester City have, the squad they have, is incomparable to Arsenal. One injury to Thomas Partey, one injury to Gabriel Jesus, which doesn't happen, but that can put Arsenal on the back foot. While City can easily replace their players, they can even replace Haaland and play the natural way they do. So there's no comparison between Arsenal and Manchester City. Manchester City are too strong, and I don't think Arsenal are contenders. It's just can they finish the best among the lot? That is United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool. Can they finish second? That we'll see in the next 6, 7 games for the foundations of it. Going to the next one, and the Potter era begins with a 2-0 win for Chelsea away to Palace. And who was going to score bar the winner? Then Conor Gallagher, former Crystal Palace player, a Chelsea player who went there on loan, impressed. Crystal Palace are the one who developed them, and now he scores against them. What a magnificent goal that was for Conor Gallagher. But discussing with the match, it again started with Chelsea dominating but doing nothing with the ball, as is always the case with Chelsea. We do nothing with the ball, and that's become a big frustration. We start the match where we have a lot of possession, but we do not use it well. Same old story with Chelsea that's been going around for a long, long time. We have the ball, we dominate the possession, we really keep the ball well, but again, we do not use it in any way needed. And then we concede a cross into the box, and then we concede a goal. It's been a regular impression of Chelsea so far this season. Dominate the game, one slip defensively, and they're made to pay. That same happened, and we conceded an early goal via Edward. But the good thing is that we got the goal back. It was a good thing that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang finally got the goal for Chelsea. It was a very, very important goal by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, a proper striker finish, a very good goal, and it was a goal that got us back in the game, a massive goal. After that, again, I will say the second half was very, very boring from both the sides, especially Chelsea. Chelsea did not really authorize themselves on Crystal Palace. We did not really capitalize on Crystal Palace, did not dominate them. Again, we reached to the final box, and then we were out of options. And Crystal Palace was the side looking more likely to score. Again and again, the same old thing looked like it was looking at the match will end in a 1-1 draw, as has been the case with Chelsea for a long time. But up steps Conor Gallagher with a magnificent finish, and Chelsea get a much needed 1-2 victory. Now, the positives of the win was Reece James absolutely manhandling and absolutely controlling Wilfred Zaha. That was important. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang showing us what a striker finishes was very, very good. So that's the biggest part. Conor Gallagher getting the goal and getting the pressure off his back after the red card is a must as well. But again, the performance was not good. But until the new manager settles, it's important for Chelsea to keep getting these needed wins so they don't get out of the top four battle. And then once we settle, that's when we properly analyze where the team has reached. But a very, very important win for Chelsea, a win we really needed very, very badly. A massive, massive win for us. Going on to Newcastle United and the hammer Fulham 1-4 at Craven Cottage. First of all, an absolutely awful tackle by Nathan Chalobia. Absolutely ridiculous challenge. That was a red card challenge and that already put his team on the back foot. If you get a red card early in the game, it's like in the first 10 minutes, you're already putting your team in the back foot. If you get a red card in the first 10 minutes, that's match over. Until under some surprising situations. And Fulham were 10 men, they lost their composure. Newcastle destroyed them, and that easily could have been a 1-7, 1-8, 1-9 if not for Bird Leno or Newcastle misses. Because Newcastle could have destroyed them 7-0, 8-0, 8-1, 9-1. That's how good Newcastle was. Almiron scored a magnificent goal. A magnificent goal. That was an absolute beauty of a finish, of a finisher. That was a magnificent finish by Almiron. A great, great finish. And Caleb Wilson getting in the right pockets, right finishing. And Newcastle right now are looking very, very good. And I have to respect that. They're looking very good so far. They're defensively solid. They're attacking good. They're really having good combinations. And I respect them a lot. Anshul Bhai in the chat. Big up to Anshul Bhai as well. Big up. Thank you, Anshul, to keep supporting the channel. It means a lot. And on Newcastle so far, I think Newcastle for Anshul Bhai looking very, very scary. I think Trippier is putting some great crosses into the box. He should have an assist in the game. Jolinton is looking good. Even along with that, Almiron is playing some of the best stuff he has played for Newcastle right now. And Newcastle are looking aside in big synergy, playing very good football under Eddie Howe, destroying Fulham, who have been a very good side this season away from home, even if 10 men is a massive thing. And Newcastle right now are really, really impressing everyone for me. Going on, 1 minute, I think I've just skipped a slide. Apologies. And then now it's up to Bournemouth versus Brentford. And this match ended in a 0-0 draw. It was Bournemouth nil, it was Brentford nil. An absolute dull draw. I think Ivan Toney should have won it for Brentford. There was a very good chance. Ivan Toney should have made it 1-0. But again, Ivan Toney misses and it ends in a nil draw. Much needed draw, you can say, for Bournemouth. Finally, a clean sheet this season in a proper way. They're finally getting some points, getting some momentum after the Scott Parker sacking. So, some, you can say, respite for Bournemouth, where everybody is downright to be relegated. So, big points for them. While for Brentford, a positive is clean sheet, but the negative is they have to win these type of games if they dream to finish in the top 10. Newcastle is a threat this season. They are top six for sure. I think they will be in the future. I think they are a big threat. I just cannot see Anshul by them finishing top six this year. I think United, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Tottenham, we all are ahead of them. Arsenal, but I think next year I think they will be there. But I do expect Newcastle to be in the top 8 this season, and that's the bare minimum for me from them. Going on to the next match, and the next match was Trossard hurting Liverpool, and Liverpool continued to struggle. Trossard scored a magnificent hat-trick, but that was an absolute defensive disaster class from Liverpool. Van Dijk for the third goal, Trent for the first goal. It was an absolutely disastrous display by Liverpool. And Alisson was the one who saved them. Otherwise, it could have been Liverpool 3, Brighton 4, Liverpool 3, Brighton 5, because Alisson was that good. Sanchez also made some very good saves as well. And along with that, Firmino again showing that why he's head of Darwin Núñez and why he's head of Jota right now. Jota is injury prone, so Jota is not able to play more games, while Firmino shows everyone how Liverpool ticks. But again, with Liverpool, I really don't know why Mohamed Salah is hugging the touchline. Why he's not playing the role he used to do earlier? Why he's so much wide? I think that is a thing where I think I don't agree with Jurgen Klopp. Why are you taking the best attribute of a player away from him? Why are you playing him more wider when that is not his natural position? So it was a bit of disaster by Jurgen Klopp. And again, Liverpool continue to drop points. And if Liverpool are not serious, I'm being very, very honest, they will be dragged to a top 4 battle. They need to wake up from the slumber, start winning some matches, and getting away from their top 4 compact weight as early as possible, or they're in some massive, massive trouble. Going on to our Liverpool in a top 4 battle. Oh, I think they are. I think they are. I think they will get it comfortably, but they are. I cannot see them being anywhere near to City. I think City are easy winners this season. So it depends on the other teams who are going to qualify for top 4. I still think they are way ahead of Manchester United. And from Chelsea, Tottenham, I think they're ahead as well. I think my only thing with Arsenal is let's see how they go. But if Liverpool beat them at Emirates next week, I think everything will change again. That's the thing we have to remember. Liverpool still is the most capable team in this league to go on a 10-match winning match streak. But again, We keep on saying these things, but these things might really not happen. Now, for me, the evidence is that Liverpool are the most capable team in the league to go on a 10 match, 15 match, 20 match winning streak. But the problem is right now, their squad is really looking old. Right now, in reality, they are having injury crisis. And right now, Liverpool, in terms of confidence, are really, really struggling. When these three things and four things combine, that's where even the best side in the world might not win 10 matches in a row. So again, it's very difficult right now what to expect of Liverpool. Can they go on a 10 match winning run? Will they not go on a 10 match winning run? That is the most important thing for Liverpool, is can they go on that winning run? That is the most important thing for Liverpool, and are they capable of going on the winning run, which is very, very important for them in my humble opinion. So Liverpool for me right now are in the top four battle, but I think they'll be comfortably in the top four. They still have a lot of quality. They still have some of the best side. They still can go on a 10 match winning run. They still have a very good players in Salah, Diaz, Jota, Robertson, Trent, Van Dijk, Fabinho. They're still a very, very good side. Allison. But the problem is, as much as you keep living on the previous reputation, that's where you can even get more complacent. And this is where the problem could be for Liverpool. Going on towards West Ham, and finally they got a needed home victory. While Wolves sacked Bruno Lage, West Ham, they have not won this season a game at home at their home stadium. They have only won one game against a fellow strugglers in Aston Villa that was away from home. So finally, first victory for West Ham at home, and what an important victory that was! Massive victory. Good goal by Skamaka. Jared Bowen, people, I've been telling you to back him on FPL. He will be back his form, and he was back in form in this game week. What a performance, Jared Bowen! What a goal! And West Ham finally got a clean sheet, a win at home. They did look good. The new signing scored, and Bowen looks like he's back in form. So there's some good news, and let's see what they can build for the next some matches as well. Manchester City unstoppable, Manchester United humiliated. This is a title we all want to talk about, because let's be brutally honest, this is an absolute embarrassment what's happening to them so far for me. Really, really embarrassing for me so far by Manchester United in this match. We expected so much from them. They are a very, very good team. We expected the best from them. They're a team, I think they won the last four games. Everybody was positive they can go on a big run. Everybody was confident they were going to do the big thing. Dallo was being rated very highly, and he has played well. And one game should not be a judgment where you start downplaying players like Dallo now. And United were really looking positive. But I think they finally got a real taste that how far they are from a team like Manchester City, and how much time they need to build themselves to be back in the level of Manchester they used to be 10 years ago. That's how bad they were. I think this is a big reminder to the Manchester United fans. You need to be calm with Eric Ten Hag. The things are not going to happen quickly. Eric Ten Hag needs time. Eric Ten Hag needs patience. You need to reward him patience. Being impatient will only cause you more problems. Eric Ten Hag is a fantastic manager who needs time and space with a lot of these players. Back him, give him time, be patient. You're going to have a lot of results this season. Do not be surprised you get thrashed at Anfield. Do not be surprised you lose one more game this season, 4 or 5-0. That's the transition process. Understand it, take it, back the manager, and you will be good for the future. But right now, start complaining, and the process will go away. Be patient, be calm, and accept it, because you are a side in progress. You're not that good right now, but could be good in future as well. And now Manchester City, they're unstoppable. Manchester City right now are unstoppable. Haaland is breaking record. De Bruyne is breaking record. And now with a player like Haaland, it does look like City have a different outlet to just scoring by passing combinations. And that is even making them more dangerous. And with Haaland, it does look like they might have finally solved their Champions League conundrum. Because in Champions League, they're not able to finish the games off. And Haaland might just do it for them. Now, discussing on Leeds United nil, Aston Villa nil. For me, people, massive drop points for Aston Villa. Leeds were 10 men for the whole of second half. Good chance for Villa to get a victory. Pressure of Steven Gerrard, but they failed again. Pressure on Gerrard is increasing. Villa is not doing well this season. People had expectation of them being in top 10, top 9, challenging the top 6 in the future. But right now, it will be a great season for them with the survival relegation, because they're absolutely bad right now. While for Leeds United, it's a massive point, a massive positive. Surviving with 10 men, showing the defensive solidity, and getting a draw is a massive result for them. Going on to the Premier League Game Week 9 final thoughts, and for me, this game week belongs to Erling Haaland and Arsenal. Wow. Erling Haaland scoring 3 goals against a team that had a bit of pass where Roy Keane injured his father, ended up, you can say, type of career, coming to that ground, scoring 3 goals against the same team, really imposing yourself, and really and scoring in one of the biggest match for our own fans, and really now pushing the narrative that Manchester City is blue is a massive, massive statement. And scoring in this game, scoring in a big game, Haaland really has shut his doubters down that I am not a player that just goes for the other teams. I can score in the big games. And with this guy playing this way, being so deadly, Kevin De Bruyne putting that balls in, I think Haaland and De Bruyne both are going to break records, and this is very, very scary. While for Arsenal, they again beat their own rivals at Emirates, and they have 7 wins from 8 matches, and they're looking unstoppable. And right now, we keep saying this is a test for Arsenal, this is a test for Arsenal, and they're passing it with true colors. So this is where we have to respect them, and they are looking very, very good. So that was the biggest game point. While a massive win for Chelsea, Liverpool are struggling so far, but you cannot write them down just after one game. Frank Lampard continuing his great ride with Everton. I forgot to discuss on them. I'm not discussing Frank. I think for me, Frank has done a magnificent job at Everton so far. He has been magnificent this season, Frank Lampard, the way he has managed them. And it's so good to see how Everton are doing. And he's doing a very good job, for which I'm very happy about. While Bournemouth, Brentford, nobody could be happy, but nobody could be sad. Leeds Villa is a very disappointing results for, you can say, Villa, playing against 10-man Leeds. And Wolves sacked their manager, is very deserving with the quality Wolves have got. And let's see what Wolves have got coming for them so far. On this note, people, I end the video. I hope you're well. Please do subscribe to the channel and support the channel. Thank you.